Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear Twin Flames, tonight it's Friday night again, and I am recording this video while in the background I'm playing on my phone Subliminal recording. You will find if you want below in a description. It's a link for YouTube video, subliminal messages that help healing, distance healing of your animals or of your pets, any animal. If you have a cat or dog or any kind of animal. Um, Reason being is that just tonight one of my dogs got sick. I mean, she didn't get sick tonight, obviously. It's been going on for about 4 days, according to my father. I haven't noticed anything. I was at work. I would come home. It sounded like I don't care of my dogs, but I do actually. I'm working, and my mother is a full-time caretaker for my dogs, and not for my dogs, for our dogs. And um, she was around me. I haven't noticed anything, and that is the thing I wanted to talk about is that my father, as I mentioned in the previous video, he's an energy vampire. He's a person who indulges in negativity, and I want to do this as a first topic right now. Give you example of how this law of attraction works. Um, Once I found out about law of attraction, I read a book. Teachings of Abraham, about 4 years ago, which was part of my twin flame journey learning, and it was meant to be. And then I tossed the book in the garbage because I thought it was maybe against Islamic teachings. I was kind of a little bit scared of the whole thing, like, was I doing something wrong? But then law of attraction kept coming back to me through other sources. Information kept coming back at me, and I realize now there's nothing wrong with that. It's complete truth, and it has nothing against Islam. It's completely actually same thing, because Islam says that we should believe and we shall receive. Same with Christianity. I mean, there's no absolutely nothing wrong. Religious, really, like main religions actually are, when you think about it, are talking about law of attraction as well. The prophets talked about it too. Moses split the sea. It was law of attraction by its best. And I talked about this before. So law of attraction is basically all of you know, most of you know by now, is your thoughts become things. You are attracting those things that you think about. And if you think negative, you will attract negative things in your life. If you think positive, you will attract positive. So, without further ado, my father has been really, as far as I'm going in a positive direction and trying to change my life for better, and have been able to manifest my twin. God has manifested my twin. Source has manifested my twin into my life. My manifested twin, mind you. And the love of my twin flame has manifested completely through a person. And I'm nearing actual physical reunion. Please pray for me. God bless you for praying and wishing that. Because when we wish for each other, and when one reunion happens, the every reunion triggers the next reunion. You must keep that in mind. Or as prophets again used to say, like, if you wish upon others what you wish upon yourself, then you are the true believer. And so, anyways, I've been doing a lot of positive affirmations, subliminal messages that are positive, that have been changing my life so much for the past, I'd say, 4 years, that since I discovered law of attraction, and I've been figuring it out more and more every day. And I like subliminal messages because affirmations are sometimes, I don't know, I'm kind of lazy for affirmations, but subliminal messages work faster. You just kind of listen to them, and they go straight through your nervous system, through your brain, and they just kind of basically tell you everything is right. Things that you want to be, things that you want to change in a positive way. you affirm them through these subliminal messages. So it's excellent. I mentioned that in the previous videos. And so a lot of stuff has changed in my life. And not only did I use affirmations and subliminal messages and positive thinking, I try. I mean, I have my bad days too, but um, also I try not to think negative. That's the very important thing, is like to stay in the now, to stay focused on the now, not to worry too much. I don't always succeed in that, but as I say, I'm aware of how law of attraction works, and so I apply it in my life now. While my father is complete opposite. He is a total negativity attractor. He loves to talk about. He wasn't like this before, but he started being like this actually about 4 years ago. He started hanging out with people who go to doctors, and all they talk about is diseases and illnesses and what's wrong with whom. And he was super healthy, and then his health deteriorated. Always, he was obsessed. What happened it was his choice not to have a medical insurance because he was always super healthy, and then he mentioned that to someone, some of his friends, and then they kind of, they were shocked. Oh, you don't have medical insurance, and it all started with that, and he became obsessed of having one. And I was not able to obtain it for him because he already declined at that point. And then I was kind of, my personal opinion, not only because of law of attraction, but I have my personal beliefs that I don't believe although I have a medical training myself, I don't believe in modern medicine in the first place. I'd rather try alternative medicine, which I don't think should be called alternative. It should be preventative medicine in the first place. And anyway, so I was like, well, if you want insurance now, you're gonna go get it by yourself. I'm not gonna spend my time on this. You can just go and get it. But I don't think you need one. Nothing is wrong with you. But more and more and more and more, he just kept talking about illnesses. He kept talking about medical insurance, why he doesn't have one. Why should he? I told him, why should you have one? You're not sick. I mean, some of you will not understand that, but that's how I think. And and that's how he used to think. He just started hanging with the wrong crowds, with the people who just love visiting doctors, and all they do is having surgeries, and they're his age and he's elderly now, and I believe they were jealous of him that he was in such a great shape. So they started giving him these, ideas, and then he started bragging about it, and more and more and more he actually became sick. And long story short, now he has done crazy stuff. Like in the last week, he got his Medicaid. Finally, he got his medical insurance about 20 days ago. I did it. I mean, I had to break my rules and go and get it for him, and because now he's really showing symptoms of some not real illness, but some troubles, but some health issues, and he's exaggerating it even more, which is attracting actual more discomfort for him. And he finally went to doctor, and he made the whole problem at the house huge issue with my mother. Because he didn't tell anyone, he signed up for surgery that is not absolutely necessary at this point. He hasn't tried anything else to try to get his swelling down and try to absolutely nothing to change the diet or anything. He's just signed up for the surgery. And this coming from a man who never ever went to doctor in his life. He was always super healthy in construction and very strong, energetic man. And now this surprised everyone. And my mother is like, she was very upset, and there was a lot of anger in the house and a lot of, arguments. And it came from the fear because she was afraid. And I said, I'm not going to go to hospital. I'm not going to do this. I refuse to have anything to do with this because he hasn't tried any of the other methods, and I have knowledge about alternative medicine, and I wanted to help him, and he refuses all my help. He wants the doctor. He wants what his friends have. And this is, maybe many of you will recognize this situation in your houses, in your families. Oh my God. And here's what happens. The whole thing attracted a lot of bad energy and talks about death and illness in the house. And he even went to the hospital and he was signed up for the surgery that day. I refused to take him. I refused to have anything to do with that. I know it sounds harsh, but I really love my father. And I know that what he's doing to himself is wrong, at least in my opinion. And I follow my own truth. That's who I am. And my brother showed up and he took him and broke down. My brother broke down in tears. My brother was a broken man that day. I mean, he totally broke him apart. He was totally manipulating my brother. And uh, I mean, long story short, there was a lot of fighting in the house, arguments. I didn't want to have a part with it. I went to my room. I've talked to my manifested twin. I didn't want to be part of that. And then I told him, all this negativity is going to attract negative energy in the house. We have animals, we have cats and dogs. Someone is going to get sick. Someone's going to get really sick from all this talk about bad, health. And my father is not going to get any better because he keeps like attracting more and more of this to himself, instead of saying, I'm going to get better, I will be better, let's try something affirmative, let's try something positive, let's change my diet, let's go swimming, let's put some ice on it. No, he just wants, like the first and only option is the surgery. And so I didn't go that day. I prayed for him instead, and my manifested twin prayed for him, and he came back home that day. Actually, doctor refused to put him under anesthesia because miraculously his potassium levels went up, just like that overnight, and he was sent home and rescheduled for 15 days later. And then I started persuading him to please try my methods and try other things, and including subliminal messages that help prostate inflammation to swelling to go down and all that. And so there was so much bad energy that now my dog is sick. She's mysteriously sick. And what is the worst of all is tonight I come home, I actually performed cupping on my father. Finally, he accepted to do cupping today after I came from the mosque, from the prayer. I'm good at. I've learned how to do cupping 2 years ago. I performed it on myself first because I was not in a good health, and it helped me a great deal. And it's an ancient method of healing. It releases bad substance from the blood, which is cause of most illnesses. And it was successful tonight. I mean today. My father, I extracted really some very bad stuff from his cups, and it was excellent. It went great. There was nothing. He didn't feel any pain, discomfort, anything. He feels great, and we should do it next month again. I'm not only that it was successful and went painless, but he was agreeable to do it, and that made me very happy. And today I stopped by the lake before I came home just to eat my lunch, and there was many geese at the lake, and they were just staring at me and my piece of lunch, and it was just a small pastry. And I said to these geese, I said, guys, I'm gonna come back later, bring you lots of bread, I promise you. Please don't stare at me. And so I went home, I did cupping on my father. My mother, she saw how I performed his cupping, and she was amazing. I mean, she used to assist me doing cupping on my own body, but now first time she said, do it on me too. I want to do cups on my back too. She's a smoker, and I was very happy to do it for her, and she's after that she felt much better. She says she's feeling better, and much more lighter, and some pressure was released from her chest after the procedure. And so anyway, I went quickly to the lake to take a lot of bread that I take from the bread donation center. I took a lot of bread to the geese at the lake, and I was extremely happy and excited. And then I came home and I found my father sitting in a good cheer himself, not complaining about his health, but he said that my dog was sick, and he made such a face, and he enjoys, I tell you guys, he enjoys talking about negative things. You can see a feeling of joy on his face. It's incredibly scary and disturbing. Like, he's not, I don't know if he's aware of that, but that's why I call people like him energy vampires. Like, he made such a pitiful face, but in the same time you can feel some kind of like subtle joy in the whole bragging about negativity. And he said, she's, one of my dogs, call her by the name, he said she's been sick for 5 days now. I said, how is this possible? Nobody told me anything, guys. Let me see what's going on with her. And I wanted to check my dog, and mind you guys, I'm a veterinary nurse by degree, and I'm not in the field anymore. I kind of was burned down. You know, it was years ago when I used to work in the hospital. I just now take care of my animals. And so I was like gonna do exam on her, check her, and he said, "No, why do you leave her alone? She's sick. Leave her alone. She's sick." And I got so upset with him, and I said, "You know what? You enjoy negativity. Just leave me alone. Let me check on the dog and see what she's doing." And the dog got so scared, she jumped from the couch from him arguing again, and she actually hurt herself. Poor thing. She fell on her legs, and she's weak and she's not feeling well. So guys, pray for her. I'm listening to this. I put her in the room. I gave her water and food. I've checked her again. I don't really know what exactly is wrong. I right now have no financial means to take her to the vet tonight. It may not be serious. I feel that's just a bad negative energy she extracted from him, because energy has to end up someplace. You guys have to realize that bad energy is it's mobile. It moves, and it can be transferred from a person to a person or from person to animal. We have to be aware of that, just like a positive energy. And the negative thoughts become things. So he's always bragging about him being sick, dogs being sick, everyone getting sick. He's like attracting sickness, and not even specifically, he doesn't have to say this dog is gonna get sick. I'm not saying that. It's just like all the talk in the house somehow ends up on someone. And I've been sick for like 2 weeks now. I've been bleeding besides my regular period, which is not normal. I never experienced this before. I'm always regular, and I don't know, I'm feeling pain. And I know it has to do with my twin flame journey as well, and it has to do with the Lion Gate on the 8th of August. And I should make a separate video about my manifested twin, how this played out between us. There was so much purging, guys. I don't know how bad you had it, but I had it really bad. I'm grateful because I came out of it stronger. I feel that our relationship is like ironclad right now because of the tears and shedding tears and cleansing that we felt together, and it was intense. It was so hard. We had such hard 3 days, 4 days since the Lionsgate, just like a day before Lionsgate on the 8th, and after. It's been so tough. It's been so tough. And today, on top of that, I came to the mosque, and mother and father of my organic twin, oh, I don't know what they really want. I don't understand anymore. They've been expressing some interest, and like they're like hanging around me. I can't explain it. They're not saying anything specifically to me, but it was weird. Like everybody left the mosque, and his mother was hanging around for a long time before I left. I was actually talking to some people, and then his father waited outside. I feel like they want to approach me for some reason, but they don't have courage, or they don't know what to say. Maybe they don't know what my thoughts are about him. Maybe they don't know what my reaction would be. I feel like that. Or maybe it's just coincidence. Maybe they're just standing there for some other reason. I don't know, but a lot of readings this past week was about organic twin crying out, being sorry for things he did, divine masculine, regretting all these years of running, regretting his karmic partner, being hurt by his karmic partner, bleeding in his heart. There was a lot of messages about that, and I don't know. I don't feel like my organic twin is like that, but I also believe these readings and these energy readings and card readings. I believe these people are not making that up. I have other issues with my manifested twin. We are going through a lot of purging, but uh, the fact is that my organic twin parents were at the mosque today, and basically, like, well, his father was waiting outside of the woman's part of the mosque, and I walked out, and he put the hand on his heart and gave me a signal of, like, respect and love, and gave me salam, and I gave him salam back. I also automatically, I don't know, I always loved him, always wanted to be his daughter-in-law. I put my hand on my heart and gave him a greeting back, and then his wife came out, but they didn't talk to me directly, as I say. They just kind of hanged around in the same area, and that's what their son always used to do with me, like silent, sort of contact, trying to just be around. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And also, a lot of intense energy with my manifested twin. I tell you guys, it's like upside and up and down, and from being amazing to being terrible. It's so hard. And I don't want to spend any more of your time. My videos are usually very long. I just want to say I love you guys and pray for my dog. I pray for your animals. Please don't invite negative energies to your homes and to your environments. I know, I mean, it's so hard when we have negative people in our house, and that's the reason more why I want to move out, go to another country and be with my manifested twin. Why I want to get away from this negative energy before everything and everyone dies, before everything and everyone gets sick. I've had experiences in my past with my animals dying because of fights in my house, because of that negative energy being attracted, and I don't want that anymore. I can't even witness that anymore. I'm tired of that. I can't even witness my own deterioration, because as much as I try to be positive, when you're surrounded with people who are negative, it's almost impossible. You can just as much as go and hide in your room, but you still have to be part of the household. And I don't want, please pray for me for my reunion to happen. I will pray for yours. And God bless you all. May Source give you abundance. May your twin flames come to you manifested or otherwise, but whatever way you want them, whatever way universe wants them to be with your twins in reunion, because reunion is what's important, because that's where the energy of healing lies. Please subscribe, like, and I will talk to you soon. Love you guys. God bless you. Salam alaikum. Peace be upon you all.